A woman, a fake identity, and a mission that shook the heart of Iran. This isn't fiction. This is the story of Catherine Perez-Shakdam, a name that sounds harmless, even forgettable. But behind it was a spy operation stranger than anything Hollywood could dream of. Let's rewind to the beginning. Catherine Perez was born in France in the 1980s, raised in a Jewish family. At the University of London, she pursued psychology, then added 2 master's degrees, finance and communications. A brilliant mind building the perfect toolkit for what was to come. And it was there, in London's academic halls, that her transformation began. She met a man, a Yemeni Muslim. Love, they say, changes everything. But in Catherine's case, it was strategy wrapped in emotion. She converted to Islam, married him, took his name, Shakdam, but that was just the beginning. Then she converted again, this time to Shiaism. Some say it was sincere, others, they say it was strategy. Allahu A'lam. What we know for certain is this. She divorced her husband in 2014, but kept the name, kept the faith, kept the mask. And from there, her real work began. By the early 2010s, Catherine had made her way into Iranian media circles. She began writing for outlets like Mehr News and Khamenei.ir. Yes, the official website of Iran's supreme leader. Think about that. A Jewish woman born in France ends up writing propaganda for the Islamic Republic of Iran. They welcomed her with open arms. She posed as a loyal Shia convert, a supporter of the revolution. She spoke their language, quoted their thinkers, shared their slogans. But all the while, she was watching, listening, collecting. For years, she embedded herself into Iran's state-controlled media. She gained access to top-level clerics, met with officials, wrote speeches that echoed through Tehran's power halls, and no one suspected a thing. She traveled to Iran in 2017 and met with then-candidate Ibrahim Raisi, the man who would become Iran's president. She was even allowed inside the office of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. One article she published praised his divine wisdom and leadership for the oppressed. It was the perfect mask. But Catherine's real genius wasn't in what she wrote. It was in who she befriended. She befriended the wives of Iran's high-ranking government and military officials. Her most effective weapon, charm. Think about it. These women trusted her, invited her into their homes, shared their secrets, their husbands' schedules, their family dynamics. She became the confidant they never knew they needed, and the spy they never saw coming. Catherine attended dinner parties, religious ceremonies, private family events. She was no longer an outside looking in. She was inside looking out. In every conversation, every detail, every piece of trust, it was all being cataloged. But here's where the story flips. Years later, she left Iran, abandoned Shiaism, revealed she was never really one of them. Shakdam wrote in her blog in the Times of Israel that she is divorced and no longer a Muslim. She implied that her Muslim persona was in order to infiltrate Iran and other Muslim countries. She said, I wore the hijab, I played the part, but my goal was to expose and dismantle their system from the inside. Boom. Overnight, Iranian media erased her articles. Her name was scrubbed. She became a ghost, but the damage was done. She had already walked through their walls, recorded their words, learned their secrets. Report suggests she worked for Israeli-American intelligence agency Wikistrat. Others claim she passed intel to Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency. Iranians were furious. How could a woman, One they trusted, praised, and promoted turned out to be the enemy. Her alleged activities have sparked a nationwide manhunt in Iran, with authorities executing 3 men suspected of collaborating with her and issuing public warnings to report suspicious activity. 3 men dead because they trusted the wrong person. Catherine now lives outside Iran. She now identifies as a Zionist Jew. She's been called many things: double agent, Mossad operative, psychological warrior. She hasn't confirmed if she worked directly with Israeli intelligence, but her statements make one thing clear. She knew exactly what she was doing. And here's the most chilling part. She did it alone. No explosions, just words, just trust. She used Iran's own system against them. Their pride in Shia converts, their hunger for foreign support, their obsession with image. And she turned it into their weakness. As tensions between Iran and Israel increased, many top Iranian officials changed their locations for safety. But every time an attack happened, it was so accurate. It felt like someone had handed over a detailed map. Maybe someone had. Iranian officials now deny having any contact with her. They claim it's all rumors, all lies. But in Tehran's quarters of power, trust has become a luxury they can no longer afford. Every convert is now suspect. Every foreign journalist is watched. Every dinner invitation is scrutinized. Catherine Perez-Shakdam didn't just infiltrate Iran. She infected it with paranoia. The woman who fooled Iran, the spy who needed no weapons, the convert who never converted at all. Catherine Perez-Shakdam, a name Iran wishes it could forget. But in the shadows of Tehran, her ghost still walks.